Hello. Welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and we talk about the things that help us escape, particularly anime. Today, we are going to be doing our fall 2022 anime preview, as well as I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on chapter 8 of the Chainsaw Man manga. Is it great? Is it worth the hype? Is it something you are excited for? You know, I have thoughts. We'll get to those thoughts. Yes, Alex Moore, it's fall preview time. I gotta see what's coming. Because like all good anime fans, before we've ever gotten through all the shows we're trying to watch right now, we have to add more shows to the list. So it's just this never-ending treadmill that we're never gonna get off. That's the beauty of anime. It's like when the rest of the world is saying, "Oh man, God, the Game of Thrones one turned out to be pretty good." Oh, I don't know, the Ring of Power bad, and everybody's all up and down and all sideways with all their sort of media and adaptations. Here we are like, I just can't keep up with all the good shows. What am I going to do? I'm drowning in great shows to watch. Oh, hey, this one's bad and it's funny. Oh, I'm going to watch this one and laugh at how bad it is. That'll be great. You know, it's a wonderful, grass is always greener, but you know what? Their grass looks pretty brown, and I think our grass is pretty green. So we'll keep that up for sure. Having some Kirkland brand green tea from Costco. It's pretty good. I had some beef sticks earlier, and they're they granulate a little bit. I don't know what they put in there. Sometimes like a beef stick like has some kind of like binder in it that like is like a granny separate thing. It's like, ugh. It just sticks in your throat all weird. Yes, but green tea is not all. And actually, this bottle's dented, so I gotta keep this on the floor. Green tea is not all we're having. We are doing the Ukiyo-e Special Edition Junmai Daiginjo Sake. This is a Hakutsuru, which of course, as you know, the little birdie, the little crane logo. They are one of my favorite breweries, making consistently good stuff. And this is a special edition where you get the Ukiyo-e print looking bottle, as well as a fun box that's all Ukiyo-e print. So we will pour ourselves a nice little glass of that, and we'll get this early night started. Early stream, yeah. Last minute thoughts on an early stream for sure. So go ahead and take your nap. I'll talk about Chainsaw Man until then, so we can get this started off right. Kanpai, everyone. Rather enjoy that one. Alrighty, let's talk about Chainsaw Man. Let's talk about Chapter 8 of Chainsaw Man. Let's talk about Chainsaw Man versus Big Bat Boy. When last we met our Chainsaw hero, he had just been met back up with Bat Boy and transformed into his chainsaw self and was getting ready to do battle. So this episode, we're like, all right, cool, do battle. You say Chainsaw Man? Hey, is he talking about Chainsaw Man? I see Pochita on the screen, but there's some kind of weird southern Latinx Gundam on the screen. That kind of worries me. Don't worry, new Chainsaw fans. The Gundam is here to just initiate the spoiler call-outs. Everyone knows I've got spoilers! Pochita letting us know that these are going to be spoilers for Chainsaw Man, specifically Chapter 8. The big, wonderful thing about this chapter is that it looks like it's going to be animated so well. That is also my criticism of this chapter. There are some scenes where there's some in-betweens that have been drawn on a manga panel. And you look at, as you're reading, you're like, okay, there's a panel, 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 and then you're like, what's happening in this panel? And then you look at the next panel and it shows you like the result, and you're like, oh, okay, this was a punch, you know? But the panel above is just this weird sort of like long, like it might as well just be a bunch of straight lines on the panel, and you're like, what's happening here? And then the next one you see that a punch occurred, and you're like, oh, okay, a punch occurred. Really good, because I can see the motion once I have the idea of what happened, but not great because as I'm reading the manga, I'm getting confused as to what's happening until I hit the next panel and it's revealed, and then I can go back and say, oh, that's what they were trying to depict with that. So we will see how the fight animation and choreography moves on in the future. I really like the monster design. I like the little bit of monster transformation that we got, although it was definitely like it can do this, you know, it just doesn't explain it, doesn't say what it is, doesn't do anything, just suddenly has like a different face and it does something different. And you're like, what? I don't know the bat could do that. It was kind of weird. So this could look very good in motion, but in the way that the manga panels are laid out, I'm hesitant to say this is like really high quality, but it looks really good as a storyboard for an animation. So I think you could say that like the idea for good design is going to be there, and this may be. You remember back in that his best gifts article that we read, where the Mappa director was saying they got people who are familiar with the work and who really like the work, and they're going to be putting their own spin on things. I hope that's what this means, is that they're familiar with the work and they can kind of see what is trying to come across the pages, and when they go for their animation, they're just going to animate well, as opposed to looking and trying to redo specific things from the manga. A lot of manga readers are like, oh, look at the panel from the manga. He did the panel from the manga. But it's an anime. I want to see an anime. I don't want to see a bunch of manga panels on the screen. I want to see animation. I want to see movement. I want to see all this kind of stuff. So I hope that the team that they stick on this can read this, see what's happening, and sort of construct like a better fight scene, because the choreography in the chapter with the fight scene, not fantastic, not the best thing I've seen in the manga I've read. So that being said, I've been spoiled by a lot of Toriyama in the past, and some of the later works of Kentaro Miura. You know, like there's a lot of animators who bring motion from one panel to the next panel to the next panel very well, to the point where sometimes the panel layout is actually created by the motion that they're trying to convey. And I don't feel that as much with the fight here. It's a lot more just like, this is where a panel goes. This is where a panel goes. This is where a panel goes. And we just sort of like step through the panels, as opposed to, why do I need which panel? What kind of panel? Do I even need a panel? Should they break through the panel to the point where I have some action occurring here that leaves a panel, goes into the void space of the page, and then comes back into another panel, right? We'll see. This is chapter 8 of what? 100 and how many? How many 100 and something now? 103. So this is, you know, we're not even at the 10% point for how much work has gone into this. So plenty of time to figure out and get a little bit better with making a good design. We'll see. I think Mappa, you know, based on what they've done with Jujutsu Kaisen, is going to be able to put something together. You know, whether it's cohesive enough and whether the manga fans like it, that's all to be determined. Who cares? But reading this chapter was definitely like reading a storyboard or an animatic. It was like, oh, I can see how this would look better in motion. So, bit of a backhanded compliment for that one. But that'll do us. We need a Chainsaw Man intro and exit. Maybe I should get like an actual like a chainsaw, you know, something like that to play on the soundboard. All right, let's get to the bulk of the show. Fall looks meh. About 5 shows you actually want to watch. That's your issue right now. You're still watching spring and summer while trying to watch the normie nostalgia hits. They will always be there, waiting, tempting, wanting you to watch them. It's an ongoing issue as an anime fan, and you'll never be rid of it. You'll never be rid of it. Rings of Power had one good storyline and everything else was bad. You only watched 46 minutes of episode 1. I'll take your word for it. I just don't care. I remember really thinking that like, oh, Legolas is kind of a cool character. He's got like a bow. He's like kind of like support, but it's support DPS. Like I like that. That's a cool character. Like I remember really liking that character. But I remember everyone like exploding about like how cool. Like people who I never thought could even read were like, these are my favorite books. And I'm like, you can read? What are you talking about? And I tried to read the Lord of the Rings book. I did read The Hobbit. And I was just like, meh, these are not really for me. Not really for me. But, you know, there's somebody else's cup of tea. Lots of other people's cup of tea, I would say. It gets really good around chapter 65. All right, so then we are only 1/8 of the way to chapter 65, so we will get there eventually. Fan site, thanks for showing up, doing this early stream. Good to see you. That's a lot of reading. It'll take weeks, if not a month. It'll take weeks or month to get through all this. That's why anime is better. But anime takes 3 months. What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Gemini. Hola. Good morning. Good morning. Galadriel's storyline was fun because she's batshit in the story. You wish there were more fights because those were great until they ended. I've heard the fights are also really dumb. Some of the critiques that have leaked through my my suggestions are the fact that the fights seem like video game fights. Like, have you ever played a how would I describe this? You ever played a Warriors game, like a Dynasty Warriors game? And you're the main character in a Dynasty Warriors game, but you have an entire army around you fighting against another army. But when your army and their army are fighting, nothing happens. They're just standing there fighting as they like stand there like swinging, and then as soon as you show up and start hitting, people start dying on the other side. But like when it's just the two armies, like they just don't do anything. They're just like, hey, 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 and then all of a sudden you show up and suddenly like things happen. And it seems that most of the scenes are like that, where you've got an entire group of elves that are just like not doing anything until the main character shows up to do a thing. Which, you know, if you want your main character to be the whole point of the story, then why do you have such a giant supporting cast? I haven't smudged up my glass. That'll work. That'll work. Hack and slash game? Yeah. Hack and slash. Hack and slash. You only saw 2. The first was amazing, and it's the opening scene. The next one was ended prematurely by Galadriel being overpowered. That's a hard name to say. That's a hard name to say, and I feel like a guy who can say names pretty well. Oh, I need to also make my, hold on. Ice Troll was awesome and destroyed the elves until Gladio got there and ended it in seconds. Does she just end it, or does it have like a weak point or something where it's like, oh, you found the crack in its ice armor, you know, or something like that? Again, I know nothing. I've seen Gladriel flying on wires, and I thought that was funny, but that's about it. Fall 2022. Add the list. Add the list. You fell asleep trying to watch it. It wasn't weak. She showed up and the fight ended. Okay. There wasn't like a she from afar was able to oh look, a chink in its armor, and then she just like went and poked it in the chink and it died. Not one of those. Again, I care very little for that. And ooh, okay, perfect. Alrighty, we are ready to go. Let's jump in here because I don't know about fall being boring. We'll see. We'll have to see. I'm thinking I'm gonna like fall. She made it to the chink and armor phase within 10 seconds of fighting it. Got it. The only Galadriel you care for was in the extended trilogy. You also saw Fellowship extended in theaters yesterday. Did you stay awake the whole time? I've told you that every time I have friends who are like, we should watch the extended movies, they all fall asleep every single time, and then I just go watch something different. Maybe I just have a lot of narcoleptic friends. I don't know. It took no damage prior to her arrival. Got it! Got it! My friends are low-T weaklings. Yeah, some of them I would hope are low-T, let's say. Alrighty, we're planning to watch Chainsaw Man because, of course we are. It's the greatest thing ever made. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch Spy Cross Family because I like watch the first season. Mob Psycho 100. I absolutely love some of the animation from the first one, but it just didn't get me. They didn't set the hook. I don't know. I can't say why. They couldn't set the hook in me. My Hero Academia Season 6. Also going to be watching fall 2022 because at this point, I don't have a reason not to. I like the story is pretty good. It's fun. It's long form. We'll see if it stays good. It hasn't hit that point like Bleach did, where I was like, pfft. You, MHA. Shouldn't you, of all people, be a lover of the My Hero universe? You've got a universe where it's completely possible for Spider-Girls to exist in reality. Shouldn't that be your thing? You, MHA. Bleach? 1,000-Year Blood War. Do I jump in? Do I go back and catch up on Bleach? My thoughts are no. No, I don't. Also, the idea that this could be stuck in Disney hell the same way Summertime Rendering was, make me less prone to wanting to do it. I don't know. Do I think about this? You hate the story, the character are fun though? You hate the story, but the characters are fun. Interesting. I could see that. I've seen shows where I'm like, these are kind of interesting, but the story's kind of boring. Akudama Drive was that way for me. I really liked the characters of Akudama Drive, but it was just kind of meh with a lot of the rest of it. JD Bleach had some good ideas, but they weren't executed well. IMO. It got very repetitive, and I just was like, I'm out. And that was even back during the like I bounced on Bleach during the vampires. Bounce, that's what they're called. The Bounce arc is when I was like, nah, I'm probably pretty good. I've seen enough of this. I don't really care. So I think I'm going to continue the pass. Hello, vote it 51321. So I hope I didn't just activate a sleeper agent, but comply to you. Skip the bounce in the last arc. Got it. So skip the one that made me drop it. That makes sense. Haven't seen any Bleach. Ooh, I would say, honestly, season 1, the Soul Society and Waco Mundo were decent. Were decent arcs. Like, watch them, enjoy them. We'll see. After that, I feel a repetition coming on. That's where it stops being exciting to me. Blue Lock. Alrighty, now our first I don't know. Alrighty. After a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup. But what's missing? An absolute ace striker who can guide them to the win. The Japan Football Union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory and who can be decisive instrument in turning around a losing match. And to do so, they've gathered 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players. Who will emerge to lead the team, and will they be able to out-muscle and out-ego everyone who stands in their way? What? What's with all these soccer anime? Where are they coming from? We've got like Aoashi, right? And then now this one? I don't know. That's a big no for me. That's a big no. You love Soul Society and just kept watching. Yeah. Soul Society was a great one. Slime movie, unless this comes to a theater near me, I really don't know that I'll watch it. I like Slime. I like the Slime Isekai just fine. But unless this movie is like, it's super canon and you have to watch it, then I'll pass on that one. I'll pass on that one. You're down for more sports anime? I'm down for more fake sports anime, but I want them good. I was so excited for Extreme Hearts in this season, in the summer season. And then it's just like, oh, it's just a normal ass sports anime, but we wear glowing shoes. And it was like, you could have been crazy. You could have been like, oh, they broke a bone because they didn't wear the right super guard or whatever. I don't know. It could have been great, but it wasn't. I like the fake sports though. I like girls on jet skis squirting each other with water guns. I like girls on floating platforms hitting each other with their butts. I like I just reminded of another sports anime that I really like. That's also a fake sport, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But there's far more of that. Soul Society better. Rukia was in it more. That said, it's a great arc. Yeah, I mean, I think Rukia is an interesting character. I didn't exactly like her as a what is it called? The bait, the prince. It's like the second half of Wind Waker, and it just didn't feel great. Like girls who curl. Nice. When is Dorohedoro coming back? I don't know. Actually. But To Your Eternity, I was like, I feel like I've seen this show as like a 70s or 80s movie. I don't need to go watch this premise again of creature trying to learn about humanity through becoming human. But sport anime, yeah. Keijo. With 8 exclamation marks, I believe. You wish they'd have more news on Blue Exorcist? This just in, there's no news on Blue Exorcist. There's some more news on Blue Exorcist for you. It'll be your special little treat from me. There you go. Suzume, the one about locking doors. I will go find this in theaters. I will do that because I'm a Makoto Shinkai guy. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Arakawa Under the Bridge. You posted that in the Discord and it sounded familiar. Give me a second here. Anime. More breaking news. Hit that like button. It's good for your health. And sharing it with all of your friends and family will increase your charisma tenfold. Mischievous kids on Arakawa Bridge. He ends up falling in the river, running underneath. Passerby to save him. No, it doesn't sound familiar. But you're liking that one? Good. Lies. You do it and find out. Do it and find out. I'll think you're more charismatic if you do. Uzaki-chan wa Asobitai. I also like this show. It's fun. It's silly. It's cute. It's one of those, like, for as much as people shit on it, or will find like the couple like really fan servicey parts and post them around, it's actually really fun and wholesome. How do you share? There's a little share button or a little icon that has like an arrow that I guess it would go this way, up and over. And you hit that, and then you can like post it on Twitter. Be like, hey, I'm watching this video. Come watch this video with me. That kind of thing. Or you put it on Facebook and be like, Grandma, this guy's got crazy hair and he's talking about those Chinese cartoons you warned me about. Hoping season 2 gets good with her. We'll see. We'll see. They could. Where the shameful anime is at, I'm going to be on them this season. Not yet. Not yet. That could be what Michael was saying about it being a boring season. What do we got here? One big fat lie and a few twisted truths. Even in his past life, Sid's dream wasn't to become a protagonist or a final boss. Good, it's an isekai. He'd rather lie low as a minor character until it's prime time to reveal he's a mastermind. Or at least do the next best thing, pretend to be one. Is that the next best thing? Is it? And now that he's been reborn into another world, he's ready to set the perfect conditions to live out his dreams to the fullest. Armed with his overactive imagination, Sid jokingly recruits members to his organization and makes up a whole backstory about an evil cult that they need to take down. Well, as luck would have it, these imaginary adversaries turn out to be the real deal, and everyone knows the truth but him. Okay, that sounds hilarious. That sounds actually really funny. And it makes sense in the isekai vein, right? Like so many isekai. Sins, what a shitty name. You don't think people are ready to experience me? Especially on Twitter. Oh, Twitter people would love me. Or people looking at my Twitter. Those are two different. Hey, the Bible man likes my Twitter. He's a deacon. He's like, oh, you got a lot of really good insights. I'm like, uh-oh. You've been looking at my Twitter? Uh-oh. We'll get to that. So this sounds like it needs to be an isekai, right? Like a lot of isekai that you watch is like, why isn't this just a fantasy? Why isn't it just like a fantasy where a guy gets some kind of superpower? It could be just as good. Why do we always have to do the isekai trope, right? Whereas this bringing along the... I wanted to do this previously and giving them the chance to do a second thing makes a little more sense to me for an isekai. Did I pop that in the? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. So I'm excited for that one. Sao, I have not watched you since GGO. I thought GGO was pretty good. They say Bleach isn't going on Crunchyroll yet. CR keeps posting about Bleach, and it's also getting the most likes on their IG, even more than Chainsaw Man. Really? Well, I do know. You want to see if they don't jail Bleach. Surprisingly, I found out that that's been a rumor because you see all those things that are like Bleach is going to Disney, Bleach is going to Disney, Disney bought Bleach, Bleach is going to Disney, and you're like, oh, okay, Bleach going to Disney, got it. And then you look into it and you're like, wait a minute, no, it's not. They haven't announced where it's going. How? What is going on? So we'll see. We'll see. I think Bleach is probably screwed either way because you have what, 200 episodes that someone would have to watch to catch up. 300 episodes. I forget how long it is prior to this. So it's like they better do something, some kind of like Bleach trailer movie that they can come out with. Something to get people caught up. Otherwise, I think it's dead on arrival anyway. Even with the fans that really like it. It's like Bleach is super fun and it was such a staple of like my like middle school, early high school time, right? It was like everybody knew about Bleach. It was like Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, right? But I just don't see it doing a Dragon Ball Super, right? Like how many rap songs have Ichigo or Orihime in them versus Goku, right? Like Dragon Ball has so much more polling power that when it comes back as Super, everybody's like, "Yeah, give me more." I don't know that Bleach is going to have that same draw. I'm glad for the Bleach fans that it's going to get that, but I don't know that this will make it a thing again. Kuroko's basketball. Why are we talking about Isekai? Kuroko's basketball's been out for years. I know, right? Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. I freaking love this show. This show is so good. SAO fell off after the author cucked out and apologized for the tentacle thing with Asuka. We all know what that means. I didn't mean to, I wasn't really heartfelt when I did the tentacle thing. It was, wasn't heartfelt. It wasn't heartfelt. I'll do better next time. Oh. It's been too long since Bleach was last on the air. It'll be hard to have a resurgence. Exactly. At least for new viewers. I can see Bleach being super popular with people that loved Bleach, but getting new viewers on the scene, that's going to be rough. There's just so much backlog on that. SAO fell off after episode 4. The hell are you talking about? Oh, it's the perfect example of a great idea, poor execution. I question what the idea was because it feels like the idea was to have a nerdy kid who's bad at things who then gets to be good at things in a game. And I don't think it actually executed that idea at all, right? So I could kind of agree there, unless the idea was to have kid who's like kind of good at things who gets better at things, and then they executed it well. But I just don't think it would be good if that was the idea. We'll see. It's what you did for Blood Plus when it was on Cartoon Network. Nice. SAO went from bad to heartfelt. A fate worse than cancellation. Oh I'm not one to get super excited and hopeful for something. But this has me so excited and so hopeful. When I saw the initial key visuals coming out and just how beautiful they made her hair, the multiple colors, the way it's almost like a liquid, but it's still hair. I was like, wow, this looks so good. This looks so cool. I'm so excited. And then we saw the trailer, and the trailer felt retro. The trailer felt good, and then you saw Loom, and like she moved, and the animation had the same quality as the key visuals that we had been given. It was I'm so excited. I just don't want to be hurt. I just don't want to be hurt. I want this to be so good. I am so excited for this one. So excited for this one. Lum is the OG waifu. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I am so excited. Tokyo, Tomobiki Town, Loom, the gorgeous daughter of an invading race of Oni aliens, is smitten with high school student Ataru Moroboshi. A dedicated womanizer, Ataru is unfazed by Lum's fierce electric shock attacks and continues his daily hunt for pretty girls. With a host of other unique characters, including classmates Shinobu, elegant shrine maiden Sakura, Lum's best friend Oyuki, Ben 10 and Ron, Buddhist monk Cherry, 10, the little brat, heir to a wealthy family, Shutaro, Mendo, and the secretly female beauty Ryunosuke. A classic slapstick love comedy where anything goes. I'm excited. With SAO, I think it's best to just watch GGO. I liked Gun Gale Online. That was a fun one. Rumiko Takahashi is the goddess of manga. You could say that like 100 more times. That's something you can spam in chat and you won't get timed out for. I'll allow it. Anime taught me that there are less parents in Japan than kids. Not anymore. How's that birth rate treating you? Oh my goodness. What about Cancer Girl? Yeah, what about Cancer Girl? GGO's based. Reincarnated as a sword. I'm excited for this one. This one looks kind of silly, kind of cute. I like the idea of people getting reincarnated as inanimate objects and having to rely on people in the world. We'll see. If he's just like a talking sword, like it's a Disney movie, this may be kind of meh. But if it's more like he can project thoughts and people get like a sense of what he's trying to do and there's like confusion and mistakes that come in from there, it could be a little bit more fun. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for it though. Japan not fucking? Why Japan not fucking? Neats and Hikikomori probably. A grueling social structure that causes people to feel like if they aren't meeting every single thing that they aren't worth anything, and a youth that just doesn't get it. Their economy without tourism is just dying because when you go out and when you party and when you go clubbing in Japan, everybody else there is a tourist. It's so rare to find a lot of locals at a lot of clubs. Like there's so many people that are like from out of town or out of country or anything like this. And when you do find some locals, you like it's really fun and interesting. And then you all go to like 6 other bars together. It's very, very enjoyable. But typically you only do that in Osaka. Sword is basically Smile, but he is Sword. You mean slime? Are you saying slime? Oh, you meant slime. Okay. If you time out PVFS, it will save her face from being hit. That is true. She can't post that emoji if I time her out. Load your turkey basters. Okay. What is it? There's that one guy who like he does the what is it? Free it's the free sperm donator or whatever. Yeah. Japanese people get real in on themselves sometimes. It's a very interesting place because it's like I had this thought the first time we went to Japan and I was like, "Oh, I really want some I wanted some Penang curry. I wanted like a yellow curry or like a Thai style curry. And I was like, where can I get some Penang curry? And when you look up curry, everything is that Japanese brown curry. Tasty curry, it's a fine curry, but I really wanted a yellow curry. And you could not find yellow curry. And like everything in Japan is so Japanese, it's hard to explain unless you've been to a place that like everybody's the same. Because like here, I can get whatever the hell food I want. I can go anywhere, within 20, 30 minutes and get any real dish, really. Sure, there's some things that maybe are really, really hyper specific, hyper local, but like there's just so many things. Everyone you meet in Japan is Japanese. Like they're just all Japanese. And you're like, what? It's crazy. You're like the only white person walking around. And then like you see like another American and they're American. Doesn't matter if they're black, Asian, white or whatever. You're just like, I know that person's American based on like how they're walking. And you just start a conversation. You're like, I haven't seen another American in forever. Like this is crazy. Look how crazy all these Japanese people around here. And you're like, yeah, this is mad. It's such a weird place. But like it explains a lot of that like homogeneity, is that the right term, where like everybody's just very similar, very doing the same thing, and they have all these same expectations. Comes across a lot easier when you see it in action. You need to clap cheeks. Not bringing the turkey baster. Didn't some Japanese guy have like 20 kids by surrogates? Probably. I mean, we also know about that terrible drowning in the Bukkake accident. They like Japanese people still have kids. They just have a very low birth rate. Golden Kamui also doesn't help that like picture like LA, right? But as soon as you leave the city limits of LA, you're in Oklahoma. Like that's what Japan is like. So everybody tries to cluster up right here. And so you don't have a good blend of like people who are a little like suburban, semi-rural, the sort of like, oh, hey neighbor, or running into people, meeting people, that kind of thing. Just very, very, very different country overall. Golden Kamuy, you lost me with your CG Bear. I hated that first season. I am just not a fan of any of the way this looks. I love the story. I really wanted the story, but I just couldn't hang with it. Con Cole. Get your boat girls on. Where's Pop at? There he is. Kantai Collection. My Fleet Girl's finally arriving. Yep, the long-awaited sequel to Kantai Collection. I'll give it a shot. Just for you, Pop. Tonikawa, little OVA. If you watch Tonikawa, you know it's sweet and cute. Go watch it. You'll enjoy this one, I'm sure. It's just a thing that people like. Boku ga aishite subete no kimi e. This is the one where there's like like multiple dimension worlds, and they're actually doing like 2 anime, like back-to-back anime that are in different worlds. So like we're getting 2 anime for this one, and it's a movie. So actually I'll pull it up like this. So here's this one, and then we have Kimi wo Ashita Hitori no Boku e. So we're gonna watch this one too. So we get 2 movies, and I don't know if they're gonna both air in the same. If they're gonna air in the same theaters, or if it'll be like you have to be in a theater that shows that one. But it could be really fun. If they do the thing where like they have one dimension in some theaters and the other dimension in other theaters, it'll be like when Clue aired back in the day, and they had like different endings depending on what theater you were in. You can tell it's a banger from the title because it says Boku and Kimi. That's those are the 2 big ones. They just mean like me. Itoki Sakuraba was an ordinary student until his life was turned upside down. He finds out that he is the 19th heir of the famous Iga ninjas. Okay, so we're getting some historical thing here. The Iga must try to defend what is theirs from the Koga, a rivaling clan seeking to end Itoki's life. Itoki is left with no choice but to become a shinobi that's strong enough to not only protect himself but also his village. Now a student at Kokuten Ninja Academy, a high school specializing in shinobi techniques, Itoki learns the way of the modern-day ninja equipped with high-tech suits and gadgets. Together with students from other villages, Itoki clashes with the Koga in an attempt to end the rivalry once and for all. Give it to me. That sounds fun. That sounds like just a good time. This is not going to change minds. This is not going to be like, hey, I'm new to anime. What anime should I watch? Yeah, you should watch Shinobi no Itoki. No, this is not going to be that. This is going to be the anime for anime lovers who like ninja shit. This is going to be fun. Plus, it's Troika. When was the last time I saw Troika making something I wanted to watch? Idolish 7, no. Re-Raise, no. Idolish 7 again. Lord El Melio. Bloom Into You, 2018. 2018 with the Yuri. Bloom Into You was the last time I wanted to watch a Studio Troika production. Whoo! All right, Troika, you can do it. Hit me again. We just talked about Kimi wo Ashita Tori no Bokue. I turned upside down. Oh no, Will Smith will show us now a ninja. Get my clan out your mouth. Wait, I think I've got a... Where's that guy? Wait, where's he at?
It's over 9,000. It's over 9,000.
There he is.
Yeah.
Bloom Into You was a shit adaptation. At least I hope it was, because I remember liking the manga and disliking the anime. The anime was fine. I think the issue that Bloom Into You had was that Citrus came out like the season before or that same season and was so much better. It was like, this isn't better. Do people in Japan know who Will Smith is? They tend to know most Hollywood celebrities. And like older Japanese people really know baseball players. Like, so I'm from Seattle area, so Ichiro was really big here with the Mariners for a long time, and for before I could actually like speak Japanese, one of the ways that I would like make small talk with people, because there's a lot of small talk that you end up having in like onsens and stuff at little restaurants and bars. They always ask, oh, where are you from? And you're like, oh, Seattle. And they're like, oh, Ichiro, baseball. And you're like, yeah, Ichiro, exactly. You watched both and almost finished the Bloom manga. Interesting. Do you think the Bloom manga and anime is a bad adaptation? I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. This one sounds fun. I like the, we had villainess previously where it turned out that, she wasn't really the bad guy and she became like the central part of a giant multi-gender harem. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. But like this one sounds a bit more like she is supposed to be the villainess. So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. Fufu Ijo Koibito Miman. Third-year high school student Jiro Yakuin hoped to partner with Shiori Sakurazaka of the same class in the mandatory couple practice course. In this practical, students must demonstrate that they have the necessary skill set to live with a partner of the opposite sex while presenting a certain level of harmony to the video surveillance that grades them. Unfortunately, random chance put his slightly subdued self into the practical with the person polar opposite to him, the Garu Akari Watanabe. Akari, on the other hand, hoped to be paired with her crush, Minami Tenjin. Their hopes are doubly dashed when they find out that Shiori and Minami are assigned together. Thus, they reluctantly decide to cooperate to reach the top 10, which would give them the right to exchange partners if both couples agree. To that end, Jiro steals Akari's first kiss without realizing what he was done. I don't know if you could tell by my excitement and the fact that this has the ecchi label. This one's made for me. We've got couples working together for a mutual goal that isn't necessarily each other. We've got Garu and ecchi. This is 1, 2, 3. Don't talk to me about pink hair, Michael, because I am gonna watch and I'm gonna enjoy this one. You hate these team up anime? Good. Studio Mother also made Ari Fueta and a different space battleship Yamato. 2202. Okay, interesting. Would not have expected that from a studio. They really like baseball over there. Yeah, they do. The Hanshin Tigers. We were there during a Tigers game one time. We didn't go to the game, but like when the game ended, the entirety of Osaka was just flooded with baseball fans. It was like, what the hell? Do you want to know more about it? No, I don't want to know more about Fufu. I already like it. 8 more reasons to hate it? I don't know about 8. Do it yourself. Building furniture and friendships have a lot in common. Intention, effort, and hard work are needed for both crafts. This is the story of girls in a DIY club building both as they carve out their futures. None of it comes easy, but that doesn't stop any of them. Furniture, friendships, and the future. They're building it all with their own hands. I like this animation too. What else has Pine Jam done? They did Kageki Shoujo, which was pretty good. Glepnir, okay. Just Because, Gamers, Tawawa on Monday, okay. Okay, they got history. I'll give this one a shot. I'll give it. I'm one for a little slice of life club action. Would you like to know more? No, I don't want to know more. What is this? Some kind of new ass meme I don't get? Playing my boomer ass? Oh, you read all of the manga adaptation. I don't know. Are you excited for it? I would be interested to know that. If you read the manga, are you excited for the anime? Are there more pink hairs? No, this is kind of like a tan hair. 3 black brown hair, 4 black brown hairs, an orange hair, and a blonde. I'm doing my part. Raven of the Inner Palace. All right, so right off the bat, I'm like, this looks very strange. But then I see the fact that it's a light novel, and I see the fact that it's Bandai Namco. And that has me thinking, the last Bandai Sunrise production that I liked was the Golf Girl anime, and I liked the Golf Girl. Deep within the inner palace lives a special consort who does not serve the emperor despite her position as a consort. She is known as the Raven Consort. People who have seen her say she looks like an old woman, while others say she looks like a young girl. Stories tell of her use of mysterious arts and how she can take any request, be it death curses or finding lost things. Koshin, the current emperor, goes to visit the Raven Consort with that intention without knowing that their fated meeting will become a taboo that will overturn his story. Mysterious, eh? I'm down. I'll give that a, I feel like this will be episode 1. You'll know. You'll know on episode 1 if you like it. Since Chainsaw Man comes out next month, will you still be reading and reviewing the manga? Probably. The current plan will be to continue that until I get some kind of confirmation about how far the anime is going to go. And I'm enjoying it. As much shit as I give it from time to time, I am enjoying it overall. The first slam dunk. Keep going. Don't let me down. Don't let me down, Sunrise. Don't let me down. Please. Please. Another alternate. The AS-122 adds Stella, an era when a multitude of corporations, have entered space and built a huge economic system. A lone girl from the remote planet Mercury. Oof. I'm not even going to read more. The Witch from Mercury. Will it be Will it be iron-blooded orphans on Mercury, but female? Or will it be Mary Sue, the Gundam pilot? We'll see. The leaks say 12 episodes, right? But how many chapters will be covered in those 12 episodes is the question. Or at least that's my question, because for me having this be an anime specific channel, reading and reviewing past what the anime will be touching on, not super important as far as review goes. I might read it still, and then go back over and do reviews if they announce a second season. Mary Sue, only if Sunrise has been infiltrated. You like that one iron-blooded orphan mom character that's all over Twitter sometimes? Oh, man. IBO's got some good characters. Good characters. Studio Perot with cool Doji Danshi enter a bunch of cool guys who look like they got that unapproachable swag, but let's be real, that's not the true them. They're just a bunch of dorks who've got the act down pat. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy watching a bunch of goofy guys try to look cool all day, every day. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna have my my Fujoshi friends watch this and let me know if it's good. Papa de Pipico 2. I didn't like the first one. It was boring. It had that real Zoomer humor on it, and I was just like, this feels like it was made for someone a little younger than me. Maybe by a decade or so. But enjoyable nonetheless. I hope they don't keep doing that double episode thing. That kind of drove me nuts, especially. The whole, like, this is one voice acting set, and then here's a second voice acting set. I was like, what? What's this about Zoomer humor? Do you ever watch Pop Team Epic, the first season? It felt very Zoomer humor to me. Where it was just like, it's like YouTube poop, but trying to be meaningful. Does that make sense? It's like they're just saying a bunch of random shit, but like they think it means something. It was meh. Oh wow. Okay. So meh from me and from the Zoomers. All right. Michael, you speak for the Zoomers. I've somehow gotten stronger when I improve my farm-related skills. I am a fan of these kind of things. I don't care if it's an isekai. I don't care if it's a fantasy. I like these wacky ones where it's like there's a webtoon that a friend of mine is reading where a guy like he levels up his gardening or his like flower specifically ability, and it ends up being like really useful in the game and no one else knew. Sort of like Bofuri, where I maxed out my defenses. I love that kind of stuff. So I hope this follows that same trope of like maxing out farming allows them to basically grow meteor storms or something crazy like that, you know? I'm a big fan of that style. More like anime Robot Chicken. Yeah. I got you. Bocchi the Rock. Cloverworks. I'm usually a fan of stuff Clover puts on. Usually a fan. Pink hair. This is that pigtail pink hair too, so you know it's good. Goto Hitori is a high school girl who started learning to play the guitar because she dreams of being in a band, but she's so shy that she hasn't made a single friend. However, her dream might come true after she meets Ijichi. What an interesting name. Ijichi Nijika, a girl who plays the drums and is looking for a new guitarist for her band. Yay! I'll give it a shot. Depending on how they handle that, musical anime is either top tier or boring as hell to me. You either get your boy Kong Ming or you get Given. And there's just nothing in between, I don't think. Sunrise isn't using Ocean for their Gundam dubs. Oh god, are they going to use any of them because they all have the same damn performing actors because all of the actors are in the guild so like they can go work at any of the studios? Freaking goofball. Get out of here. She's shy. You're going to make sure she stays that way. Did a pink hair touch you in the no-no square? This is my no-no square. Oh, yeah? Watashi ni Tenshi ga Mayorita Precious Friends. I didn't like this one for the same reason that I don't like Maid is Mysterious. And I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm not going to watch the movie. Beast Tamer. Because Rain was a weak and simple beast tamer, he was expelled from the hero's group, but that didn't stop his desire to be an adventurer. By taking simple quests afterwards, he has a destined encounter with a strong cat girl. Alrighty. You facepalm all day, fan site. Tell me why a modern Bang Zoom dub is any different than a modern funny dub. Mina for MHA is great, but she doesn't count as pink hair because she's entirely pink. It's a beast tamer. It doesn't say monster girl. They're following your rules with this. They're following your rules. You got to them. Mushi Kaburi Hime. When book-loving Lady Eliana spots Prince Christopher, her betrothed in name only, consorting with another noble lady, she realizes the recent rumors must be true. The prince has someone he truly loves, which means the annulment of their engagement is both inevitable and fast approaching. What she doesn't realize is that this is merely a surface ripple, one of many where the truth runs deep in a conspiracy surpassing her imagination. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound like something I would enjoy. But it's Madhouse, which means it's gonna look bomb as hell. What? Do I watch it because it'll look bomb as hell, or I'm gonna skip it? That doesn't sound like a... That's not a Blaine show. I could watch it, but you'd all get mad that I'm watching it. But Michael, cats are monsters. Have you seen what they do to furniture? Consistency? How? How and where? What are you talking about? Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time Super Extra. I gotta catch up on Peter Grill season 1. We'll see. I may come back to that one. Renai Flops. The story centers on Asahi Kashiwagi, a student who one morning runs into a series of unusual accidents the way to school. Besides, how would you know, Fansite, about consistency? Because you don't watch funny dubs anymore. You didn't watch Otome Game the way I did and laughed and enjoyed everybody in their dub roles. You didn't watch the dubbed version of Shadow House and think, man, everybody here is really good and working hard. You didn't watch the dubbed version of Maid is Mysterious and be like, man, there is so much new talent here that is doing so well. You didn't watch them. You didn't. So you can't say, oh, they're inconsistent. I watch Bang Zoom because Bang Zoom's in LA and they do better stuff in LA than Texas. They're all over the place. And they're all just a bunch of people on contracts. Oh my goodness. Will Peter finally bang the girl he loves, or will he keep getting used by those around him for his baby batter? Who knows? The story centers on Asahi Kashiwagi, a student who one morning runs into a series of unusual accidents the way to school, all in accordance with a vague television fortune he watched that morning, and all culminating with an unfortunate encounter with a girl. Coincidentally, all the girls he meets are new students or teachers at his school. Asahi's prior knowledge of the girls earns him the suspicion of Yoshio, a self-proclaimed friend of Asahi. After school, he finds a love letter in his shoe locker telling him to come to the cherry blossom tree behind school. Again, according to his morning fortune, Asahi heads to the cherry blossom tree to see what awaits him. I like Studio Passion. They put some fun stuff together. I'll enjoy that one. Or I won't. I don't know. What else? Hold on. Let's see. Have they done anything I don't like? Uh, Seiken Gakuen was pretty good. It's gonna flop. Nice. Oh, Passion did Harem in the Labyrinth. This is gonna be top tier, bros. Oh my goodness. They did Meruko. They did the new Higurashi. They also did Island of Giant Insects, though. So they did DxD Hero. Oh, that's right. They're the ones that changed Hero. You've never heard of any of those shows? Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You keep putting down an entire company because a few people are bad actors. A few people are dumb that you don't like. Meanwhile, those same people will go contract with other companies and work at other companies. Meanwhile, everybody who is, looking for affordable housing flies to Texas so that they can then pursue their dreams of being a voice actor because they're going back into studio now. And you get all this new blood, all this new talent who just wants to do a good job and work hard. And we're getting that first wave of them actually moving into that ADR role. And they're actually getting to make those decisions for what part of the translation gets used or tweaked or how they're going to actually perform stuff. And you got people that they just want to make good anime that are just getting in. And we got to let those people get in and thrive and push out the people that we don't like, because otherwise you're never going to have a lot of great anime. Because as cool as a lot of the other studios are, they just cannot put out as many dubs as someplace like Funny does. They just have the facilities to do it. Plus, they're not competing with like Bang Zoom having to do every other cartoon in LA. So if you want more anime that's better, we gotta get those new blood people in and show those new blood people that we like what they're doing. We like their voices. We like the way they sound. We like having someone who does a sexy busty woman voice that isn't the same sexy busty woman voice that we've had for 2 decades now. I like having new blood coming into that. I like having a new person who does a kid voice that sounds like a kid, even though she's an adult who's doing the voice. And it's like, we need to encourage that more because we need more of those people in there. And to just write it off because some people who did dubs 5 years ago are pieces of garbage, it doesn't fly with me. It doesn't fly with me, especially with the way that the contract world works, where all of these people work at any studio they can. They're all basically signed up with the not guild. What the hell is it called? When you're a part of the, they're all part of the voice actors union, whichever one, I forget which one it's called specifically. So they all fly back and forth to LA if they're going to do some video game work or something like that. It's just, don't write it off. I don't like seeing that negativity. I want you to have fun. Go watch the dub of Otome Game. Trapped in a dating sim, life is hard for mobs. It is funny, and you'll have fun watching it. You've accepted all the VAs hate us. They don't all hate you. Most of them don't even know who you are. How did that work? I can count on my hand the number of VAs that would probably never want to go grab a beer with me or a drink, whatever, who would never go sit down with me, right? I can count on my hand the number of them there are. Go watch any dub. How many people are on that list at the end of the day? But there's a vocal minority. Not many isekai next season. Interesting point, actually. Now that you pointed out, we have 2 that I've put on the list. Smack that like button for good dubs. Yeah, give me more. The only issue I have with dubbing nowadays is just the speed. It's like, can we not get that script over sooner so that we can, get started on it a little earlier? Because having a simul release of the sub and dub would be game changing, and not the what is it called? Not the binge model like Netflix. You just said their quality isn't consistent. Nothing about the staff. All of the quality is inconsistent. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that... Did you watch the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in English? Did you watch Stone Ocean in English? There's just not a... There are some bad dubs from Sentai. There are some bad dubs all around. Quality is not everyone everywhere. Most VAs won't stop and talk to you outside of their autograph sessions. That sounds like a personal problem. No, I'm kidding. I do have a small bit of luxury there that I understand other people don't, where I can stop and say hi to some. Not all, but there's a number of them. They're human. They're going to be inconsistent. I'm sorry. Like, I can't think of a thing where I was like, oh man, Bang Zoom really did a good job on that one. Oh man. It's so good that Omicron got it. Because it's so dependent on who the actor is they put in the role and who the ADR they put in the role. Like, the actors that are actually doing the voice work and the ADR who's in charge of it are the most important people for how good a quality something is going to be. And if those people are at either studio, any studio, because they're all contractors who can go wherever they want to work multiple places a week, the consistency for that ADR is going to be the same. It's not the studio, it's the ADR. Am I questioning Young? Yeah. Oh, you're buffering. Sorry. We'll yell more later. Kikuru Madan is a monster hunter with excellent performance because of his particular job in the forest, but he decided to quit it because of fear wasting his own youth. ... I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. You've had long conversations with Greg Aries at cons. He stopped and talked to anyone if he doesn't have to go to a panel. Yeah. Yeah, that, like... And Greg Aries is a voice actor who I probably have a lot of personal disagreements with. But he's got such a weird voice. You're like, can I just talk to you for a minute? Like, it's all dependent on how you catch somebody, too, especially at conventions. You never know. You never know if that last person really stunk and they really need to get to the back, to sort of take a breather and drink some water because they've been holding their breath with the last attendee, we'll say. In a tranquil neighborhood. Oh, this is a movie. I'm going to skip that one because I'm probably not going to watch it. You're buffering during my rant. YouTube's trying to protect you. It was, I mean, same rant it always is. Just the fact that it's more about the people that you're putting in the roles for each show, each series, than it is the studio doing it, right? At the end of the day, like, Amazon can throw a bunch of money at The Boys, and Amazon can throw a bunch of money at Rings of Power, and you get two very different things, right? But you look at the people that are in the director, writer, all of those roles, and you see consistency with the writers. So you just need to dig into the ADRs. What ADRs do you like? What directors do you like? And which voice actors are you interested in? That will tell you more about whether or not you're going to like a show or not, than just saying, oh, it's Ocean or it's Bang Zoom or it's funny or whatever it is. So it's just I just dig a bit more, because the consistency argument doesn't fly with me. Not when we've got such good new talent coming up that are doing just stellar work. Shinmai Renkin Jutsu no Tenpo Kei. I love the EIEI, because KEI would just be K, but then they just do another EI. Is Bang Zoom under the Zoomer umbrella that you speak for? No, they're under the Banger umbrella that you don't speak for. You go show by show. What's the last funny dub you watched? His brother Chris was the same way. Rip. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a fun chat to have there, but it's just good to be nice. It's good to be nice. Good to chat. For a lonely orphan, there's almost only one career path to success. That is to get a national qualification as an alchemist. After graduating from the Royal Alchemist Training Academy, which requires nothing but ability, Sarasa is presented with the rights to a store by her master. After being sent off by her generous mentor, Sarasa sets off on her journey, dreaming of a slightly elegant life as an alchemist. But upon arrival, she is shocked to find that the countryside is even more rural than she imagined. However, even in such a place, she has to manage a store somehow to make a living. I like the make a living part. That, up until then I was kind of meh on it, but anytime you get someone who's working, that always gets me a bit more. Pink hair re some more. All you know is that a VTuber is the voice of Marin in the dub. How interesting. Regardless of the rant, you're still not watching anything Disney and no one can make me. What if Rukia becomes a Disney princess? What then? What shall you do then? So that specifically though, you're not watching anything Disney and no one can make you. Who is Disney putting in charge of their shows, in charge of their writing over and over and over again, right? You tried the new Orphan show. Orphan Stabber? You mean 4 seasons ago? Yeah, the Disney one makes sense because the people in the decision-making category are the same with a lot of those Disney things. So you can really kind of tell what's going on with the next show and the next show, right? Hold on. Orphan? You are talking Orphan Stabber, right? The new one. When was the new one? 2021, and that was March. So that was spring 2021. So you do just one a year? You just you just pick one at random a year? It's fine if that's your style. I mean, you're allowed to choose how you retest waters however you want. No one's gonna force you to be like, you gotta watch the dubs now. But I'm gonna say, if you want to watch a fun dub that works well with a comedy, Otome Game had a really fun dub. And then, as much as I don't like the series, I like a lot of the voice actors in Made is Mysterious. Here you're going on about VAs and your youngling is causing chaos in the background. Chaos. Rukia being a Disney princess means that kids will dress up as her, and that causes problems for people. Waifu her. Oh no! No. Moving on. Oyasumi, Dennis. Have a good one. In Japan's Taisho era, Mameda is a shape-shifting Tanuki girl. Done. And Leiden Films. You wonder who the maid is? The maid also is the voice actor for Yor in Spy Family. Very, very good actress. For nin wa sorezora uso wo suku. This one I'm going to add because it has such a cool poster, like the visual poster that they dropped on Twitter, where each girl's like split and has like her school self and then like her superpowered self. Bomb. I quite liked it. You pick more than one at random. When was Goblin Slayer dubbed? Goblin Slayer was 2018. So you got a 2018 show and a 2021 spring show. So it's fine. You can pick as many as you want at random. But as somebody who enjoys dubs and watches them, who is listening to some of the newer voices come up and see how they're taking off, I would say I can make some recommendations for you rather than just picking. Oh, I remember this one. It had a good dub back in the day. I'll watch it again and see how it is. And you're just like, Orphan's wrong. And you're like, okay. Yowamushi Pedal can eat crap. It's great, but I just don't like bicycle racing. I don't really care anything else about this other than it's got maids. It's got maids. They're doing great. They got guns. They're at war. I love Akihabara. Like you could not make an anime more specifically designed to get me to watch it. Really. Like you just can't. You can't. PA Works. They got my number. Yurachi Tanaka-kun is always listless for the second time this year. I like that show. It's such a silly little, like, what are you doing at the back of the classroom? It's like my chemistry class in high school. I did the same thing. We were just, like, playing games all the time because the teacher was a little senile, so we could get away with anything. You like the Classroom Elite dub? Okay. That's a newer one. And it's got a new season. Break of Dawn. You'd like to see Lex Lang and Andrew Love in a show. Together or separate? That's always the question. Entoma Chad, Negredo Chad, both are Chad. Okay. Chad it is. Chad they is. In 2038, this guy's got a big old pill bomb. Look at that. You did start Spy Cross Family already. Was reading it. Nice. We get the second core coming this fall, so there's going to be more anime to watch. Fun little crafted family show. I love those found families where people work together. Loves everything about space and astronomy. He was initially excited when his parents bought a robot called Nanako, but was disappointed when he learned that she was basically just a boring housekeeping robot. However, when he does finally try to talk to her about space, something strange happens. Her system crashes. Okay. I hope this movie comes to a theater near me. Together. Ooh. Exciting. You know, the annoying part is that the easiest way for them to work together is for one of them to be an ADR, cast themselves in a role, and then also cast the other one. That's the biggest issue with the industry as a whole, is that the ADR or the casting director are like the be all end all of any of those decisions. You think it'd be interesting. Ooh. I'm gonna have to familiarize myself with their voices, because just hearing their names, I'm not ringing a bell off the top of my head. I got so excited hearing about a robot housekeeper thinking it was my wife. Has no emotion. Very sad. Such a sad day for you. More Made in Abyss. Seiken Detsetsu, Legend of Mana. Teardrop Crystal. Interesting. A Legend of Mana. Is this connected to the game at all? Muv-Luv. I should watch more Muv-Luv. Second season of Muv-Luv Alt. Okay. I'll catch up on Muv-Luv, and we'll probably see if I can get to that one. Housing Complex C centers around Kimi, who lives in a small, low-cost housing complex located in the seaside town of Kurosaki, where trouble seems to follow her wherever she goes and horrific incidents begin to occur. Is an ancient evil stalking the residents of Housing Complex C. I love me some horror anime. It's never scary, but I want it to be. I don't know why. Horror anime just never hits right. Isekai Harem getting 2 OVAs. Nice, 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 nice. Detective Conan, the culprit Hanzawa. Not my thing. I have not been in Detective Conan for a long, long time. Kojigen Game Neptune, the animation. Nepu. Get us 4 specials for girlfriend rental. Pui Pui Mole Car. Driving School. Some kids show. Romantic Killer. I'm going to add this one because it just has an interesting name, and the concept kind of interesting. Anzu is a non-heroine type high school girl who pays no attention to fashion or romance and spends every day playing video games. When the wizard Riri suddenly appears, Anzu is forced to participate in the Magical Worlds project to stop population decline. We were just talking about this! We were just talking about population decline, and now we got the Romantic Killer anime! Depicts what happens when Anzu goes from living a life immersed in her 3 favorite things: video games, chocolate, and cats, being surrounded by handsome guys. Anzu is steadfast in her claim that she never wanted to live in a dating sim game. She meets a handsome guy who is so popular it hurts, a clean-cut and athletic childhood friend, and a beautiful rich guy. By meeting Anzu, they all begin to change gradually. Nice. Eternity. Interesting idea. Turkey-based anime, sign me up! Oh, it's sort of the revert, like the wrong kind. Like a reverse harem isn't exactly the way to to change the population decline. Just saying. Magical otherworld people, you may want a traditional harem if your goal is an increased amount of children. It doesn't really work the other way around. We're not that kind of species. I'm skipping Eternal Boys because it's an idol show. Sequel to Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I'll let Pop watch that one. Tiger and Bunny 2 Part 2. I still haven't watched any of the Tiger and Bunny 2 stuff. And you can see it's so low on this list. Slapstick comedy. Ooh, someone reincarnated as a dummy head microphone. A microphone embedded in a fake human head to faithfully record the oral ambience. That dummy head microphone happens to be used by Yuri and other high school girls in an ASMR club who have their sights set on ASMR Koshin high school championships. What? ASMR anime? What? It is 8 p.m. We've hit the hard cut. We gotta go fast. Thanks, Mike. Hell, he has more Galactic Heroes. Nice. Reiwa no DG Sharat no Uma, that's horses. Megaton Q. Oh, it's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know why I haven't seen that before. Ore no Sono Hoshi. Mahjong Soul. I play Mahjong Soul on my phone. Wear your headphones for that anime? Maybe we will. Oh no, Twitch has invaded the anime. No. The anime will invade Twitch. Soon we'll have ASMR VTubers all day, every day. Nice! We got to the end of it. Woo! Go team! We did it! We did it! And now it's time to end it. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out, hanging out, chatting. I love you all. We can always all sit down, have a drink, and talk. I think that's the best part about life, is understanding other people and communicating with them, much like, I don't know. It's just interesting. Like reality TV, but with people who don't suck. That's what it is. This is reality TV where everyone in chat is my reality TV, but you don't suck. You're all great people, and you're all really fun to see how you interact. And so thank you very much for coming out, for chatting, for having a good time. VTubers are already doing ASMR. Nice. And no, you need more rants. Don't worry, more rants will come. They will come. We have tomorrow. I have found 2 videos I'll post them up in the Discord, but I've got 2 videos. One is a video on fan service that came out a couple weeks ago. I've only seen the thumbnail, and I'm thinking I may need to watch and react, because one of the things that I rail on all the time is good fan service versus bad fan service, and how there's more to anime than fan service. So if this becomes a video that's all about how Marin bad because fan service boobies, like, I'll have some words on that one. And then I got another one. About is Attack on Titan any good? So I may start with just like my takes on Attack on Titan, and then we can get into the video and see if it's something I agree with or I hate. So I'll post those both up in the Discord if anybody wants to. Actually, let's see if are the bots working? Work, bots. Hey, the bot worked. I just type it in my Restream chat and the bot works, so that's good. So I'll post those both up in the Discord. We can kind of decide which one we want to go through tomorrow. Should be good for some content, I think. As far as you all know my thoughts and how animated I can get on this case. So we'll see how that goes. For more rants, like, subscribe, tell everyone you know to join us and watch and enjoy, and we will have a great time, and we'll continue to increase the number of awesome chatters that I get to interact with every day. Love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Kanpai.